Crooks beware! Detective Pepper's in the house.
Our studio combines two worlds. We combine game dev with animation.
We wanted to make a game that looks like the cartoons that your grandparents probably watched when they were kids.
And the rest is history.
Mouse PI for Hire for me is unique.
They won't even know what hit them.
Surprising.
My hero!
Wacky, extraordinary.
More than just an old-school shooter.
It's a game like I've never played before.
Are you ready for a sneak peek of what we are cooking here?
Oh boy, here we go.
My name is Maciej Krzemień. I'm the lead producer at Fumi Games. Mouse PI for Hire is an FPS game, but in a very unusual setting of a cartoon. It's in 3D environment, but what's really unique is that everything you see, characters, weapons, it's drawn by hand, frame by frame. Everything you see in the game is handcrafted.
So at the beginning, we specialized in short film animations. But I always think that people should have the possibility and space to be creative. So when Michał Rostek, our art director, came to me with this great idea, I knew he was onto something.
Hi, I'm Michał Rostek. I'm the art director and lead animator. For me, this game is a great opportunity to spread with the world my passion about the RoboHouse animation. It is like part of pop culture that resonates with people all around the world.
My name is Mateusz, and I'm a lead narrative designer at Fumi Games. What excites me the most about the story of Mouse is just this sheer comedy of it, despite tackling subjects that are quite serious.
There's something rotten at the heart of Mouseburg.
I'm Łukasz Błaszczyk. I'm the lead game designer for Mouse PI for Hire. What I hope that fans will learn from this video is that it isn't just another copy-paste of a boomer shooter. You're gonna meet NPCs, you're gonna learn the world, you're gonna find a deep, engaging story. We've designed the game around you having fun.
Our main goal with Mouse is that every frame of the game should look like old cartoon film from the 1930s.
A clue, a lead. What more could a mouse detective want?
So every element of the UI or the weapons, enemies, everything is animated by hand.
One of the biggest challenges that we have to overcome is to make sure that every frame of the animation will be as close as possible to 1930s RoboHouse style. RoboHouse animation is the style of animation developed in the United States in 1920s, 1930s, and the things that could be the representative of this art style is the bounce animation.
Everything bends, everything stretches and squeezes. It gives us all kinds of different things that, for example, our characters can do with their hands or legs. We're not limited by a realistic art style.
So when we consider 2D characters running around a 3D environment, that presents a challenge for designers.
So unlike the 3D characters that we can make the one model of the characters and turn him around, we need to make 6 different positions, 6 different angles for each of the characters. So front, left, side, back side, and back. So when we are going through the 3D environment, we can see the character who is flat and turn him around. And the final result of this is a lot of drawings to do.
With 2D, every single change I, as a designer, make to the game balance, that causes an avalanche of changes for the game itself. If I speed up a character, they have to redo animations. The art team loves me. One of the biggest challenges with Mouse PI for Hire was the black and white aesthetic, because usually you will use specific tricks to guide the players through certain locations. You have the well-known yellow paint that shows you where to use what. And we don't have that because we have a completely black and white game, so you have to guide players through light. We will often use typical black and white on objects that can be moved, will be interactable, while maintaining grayscale and no outlines on objects that you can't interact with.
We want to put a life to the world through the animation elements, so on every level there will be something extraordinary and unique to see and to experience.
The world of Mouse PI for Hire is a sprawling world that we were working hard on making as believable as it can be in a rubber hose style. And as such, it's a little bit comedic and is a little bit serious when it needs to be. And the city that the game takes place in is called Mouseburg. It has its own unique flavor. It's a cheesy flavor, you might say.
Call me a cheesehead, but that elevator wasn't here before.
Most of the society in Mouseburg consists of mice, but there are also shrews and rats as well. But with a society this diverse, it sometimes creates some friction. And our protagonist, Jack, is put in the middle of those situations where the friction occurs. And it's up to us to solve those problems in many different ways.
Crooks beware! Detective Pepper's in the house.
So Jack Pepper, as the title says, he's a private investigator. He's a war veteran and he has his own scars. He has his way of extracting information, and it's not always as graceful as you might expect.
Oh, what was that for? Standard procedure. Little sucker punch before questioning never killed anyone.
So, as a private investigator, Jack is approached by his clients.
And he is tasked with solving 3 different cases. Each of those cases serves a different purpose and adheres to a different trope in general noir theme.
Basically, the cases are starting points for each separate storyline that we have. Along the way, on the levels, we find some clues. Sometimes these are notes, sometimes these are physical items.
Seems I'm not the only party here.
And once we get back to Jack's office, we approach a corkboard.
And whenever there is even a feeble connection between those evidences, you just link them with a red line, which in our case is a gray line. And there's a chance that it will open up a way to move the case forward, to open up next level, or open up the conversations with an NPC in the hub zone.
The hub is our home, where you start the case, where you end every case.
There are 3 main areas in a hub. Jack's office, a pub called Little Big that is run by John Brown, Jack's friend. And there's Tammy's workshop, when you can upgrade your weapons and just talk to her whenever your heart's desire.
What's up, Jack?
When you visit the Little Big pub, you can encounter 3 different NPCs. Each of them serves as a handler for a different minigame, one of which is a collectible baseball card game. You can collect cards throughout the whole world. Almost every single level has at least one hidden somewhere, and based on that you can build your own deck of cards.
In our minigames, you can sometimes win hints, additional clues, or parts for some upgrades.
So whenever you're stuck with your current case, there's always someone to talk to in the hub.
I'm Igor. Igor, not Igor.
And as soon as you have your next steps figured out, then you can go just find your car, and as soon as you interact with it, you're being transported into overworld map, through which you can traverse with a little nicely painted car and arrive at the specific destination that the case urges you to go to.
Mouse PI for Hire has more than 10 biomes. Every single biome has somewhere between 1 to 4 levels in it.
Since the story is set in the noir style, we thought that every level in the game should be inspired by locations from the cartoons from that era. We want to make sure that the levels will be not only full of variety of places, but also will be as wacky, as cartoony as possible.
Well done, genius! You broke the damn air duct!
Streets is one of the earlier levels within the game. So When you first enter the level, you find complete chaos on the streets.
Don't hurt me, officer. It was just a little cheese stick on the sidewalk.
You will see shrews getting beat up. You will see them getting kidnapped. You will see them disappearing. And yeah, you will see how police officers aren't really there to protect anyone anymore.
Well, that was a speeding ticket for sure.
Your goal on the streets level is to enter the police station and find out what's going on to the larger population of Mouseburg itself. There are enemies running around left and right. You will fight enemies that you haven't seen before, especially in the previous parts of the game.
Here's Jacko.
You will have cops that use batons and try to pacify you with them. So enemies, enemies, enemies. Before that, the previous levels were more toned down when it comes to the types of encounters and the amount of enemies you encounter, and this time when they will come at you with everything they have.
It's pretty difficult to be a one-man army and the single hero who saves the day, even in a cartoon world. So we want the game to be challenging but fair at the same time.
Where the hell did those lunatics crawl out from?
I'm taking a small amount of specific enemies, like melee enemies, ranged enemies, tank enemies, and those are initially presented to you as the player to deal with, learn how they behave, learn what to expect, and then we add twists, what we call modifiers to them. So a tank that you've encountered previously that charged on you and you learn to dodge it when it's charging might now also enable a force field around itself that you need to figure out how to deal with. And these modifiers keep it fresh while maintaining the feeling of familiarity when it comes to specific enemies.
Some of the characters are slim and they're moving faster to us. Some of the characters are bigger and they need to stomp around. We need to have the different approach to the characters because it changes the gameplay.
So it's not just the basic type of enemy, you will also encounter bigger enemies, larger enemies, more complex enemies, like one that we've already shown, the Vicatore, or the alligator as it was nicknamed. And you might also encounter my favorite boss enemy, which is the third wife. Once you encounter a specific enemy, you would want to choose a specific weapon.
We have a standard roster of weapons, so you get a pistol. Obviously, you have a shotgun, a Tommy gun. But since it's a cartoon world, there is a freeze gun.
With this portable freezer, your meat and dairy will stay preserved until the end of time.
There is what we call a conscious gun, which is basically a brain in a jar attached to a weapon.
Without device at hand, making friends becomes mind-blowingly easy.
The cartoon cannon, it's a cannon, so what do you expect?
Sometimes you knock. Sometimes you knock it down.
The alt-fire mode, on the other hand, it will allow you to use that loaded cannonball in the weapon, smash it into pieces, and fire a burst of smaller projectiles if you want to deal with more enemies at the same time.
Weapons in the game will also be upgradable.
There's a progression path you can follow as a player, so it's not just I gain the weapon and that's it. I can also improve it. I'll gain additional firing modes to that weapon. So every single weapon that you encounter as a player or unlock as a player should feel fresh, not a copy-paste of something you already found. So our approach was to give every single weapon a feeling of that's a perfect weapon for that specific enemy. However, how we designed it and how players use it might be a completely different scenarios.
You need to feel like you actually deal a lot of damage. So we managed to achieve that both animation-wise and sound-wise. We understand that what players feel, it's always a blend of what you see and what you hear on screen, right? So obviously the first and the most important part was to make sure that the sound design properly accompanies the gunplay. So we have to balance our sound effects to sound pretty oomphy in a kind of way. You need to feel like you're shooting someone in the face sometime, right? We also need to make sure that the music in game sounds like the old cartoons that we refer to. So what we did, and it's actually a feature that we are really proud of, is we added a couple of different distortion filters to the sound in the game that you can choose from. starting with a filter that sounds like very early wax cylinder recordings with a heavy distortion. You can choose to use a filter that resembles, say, 1930s/1940s vinyl records. Obviously, if you want your sound in mouse to be crispy clean, that's fine. You can opt to do that. So we want the players to be able to customize their sound experience to an extent, which is pretty cool because it does change how it feels.
From the beginning, I knew that this game is like no other.
It's handcrafted entertainment full of love, made for real people, by real people, which is amazing.
We just want to give the players this fascinating world that is outlandish and relatable at the same time.
The whole game as a package is exciting because every little detail that we work on across every team just makes something unique.
I'm most proud of the team that's building the game and the boundaries that they cross every single week, every single month. I know it sounds cheesy, but we create something that is truly a human experience in a world inhabited by mice.
When you are a creator, you always want people to enjoy the work that we do. So it was really outstanding for me that this idea resonates with all variety of people.
I can't wait to see how players are enjoying it, what they're doing with the game, and seeing the creative fluids that we've put into the project go beyond that.
We showed you a lot today, but there's definitely more where that came from. So now it's time to step out of your office, gather some clues, connect the dots, and save Mouseburg, because right now you're the city's only hope.